Hey everyone, so today I am 6 weeks post spine surgery, and I'm in a little while going to be heading into physical therapy for the third time. See? There we go, right in those doors right there. Anyways, I gotta rant about something. I can't not rant about this. So Rob Manfred reinstated P. Rose, Joe Jackson, the other 7 Black Sox from the 1919 Chicago White Sox, as well as other ball players that were put on the ineligible list that passed away. And I'm going to read you part of his statement that he made. In my view, once an individual has passed away, the purposes of Rule 21 have been served. And he goes on to say, a person no longer with us cannot represent a threat to the integrity of the game. That, my friends, is utter bull. Completely false. But as I'm going to get into this, guys, please do me a favor. Like this video, share it out, subscribe to the channel. Down below, please tell me what you think. Do you think these players that have passed on should be taken off the ineligible list? That they should possibly become new members of the Hall of Fame, which they apparently will be eligible in 2028. So there's still a little bit of time, but what I did was I did a video of who should actually go into the Hall of Fame, and I'm going to link it in one of these 2 bottom corners, or maybe one of the top corners. Either way, I'm going to link that video to this video. And then Bob Costas. Bob Costas, you effing clown, said that these players, and in part he was speaking about, P. Rose, he had those stats on the field of play. Okay, that's true. But in the clubhouses, there are signs that say no gambling. Used to be signs in the dugout also. I'm not sure if they're still there or not, but there too, signs that said no gambling. So when you knowingly can read English and you read these signs and you see these signs every day, and then you go and gamble, sorry, not sorry. Okay, when you sell your soul to the devil, as an uncle of mine used to say, tough titties. Tough titties on you, my friend. You sold your soul. I honestly think Rob Manfred, as far as commissioners are concerned, is the Joe Biden of baseball commissioners. This ruling allowing these players to come off the ineligible list spits in the face of Judge Kennesaw Mountain Landis. It spits in the face of A. Bartlett Giamatti. And most of all, it spits in the face of every single player that did things the right way. Didn't take steroids. Didn't gamble on the sport. Just did things properly. It completely blows past what they did. I don't understand how Rob Manfred can do this. He really is the Joe Biden of commissioners. He has turned baseball into a sport of fairies running around. You know, I would love to see Paul Giamatti, the actor from Private Parts, and so many other movies that I'm vapor locking on. Planet of the Apes. Paul Giamatti is A. Bartlett Giamatti's son. I would love to see Paul Giamatti open up his mouth and say, "You just spit on my father's grave." But he's not going to do it because he's a classy guy. You know, arguably the best player on the 1919 Chicago White Sox isn't really Joe Jackson, it's Eddie Collins. Eddie Collins, who went into the Hall of Fame in 1939, is a 6-time World Series champion. He was the 1914 Most Valuable Player, a 4-time stolen base leader, and he was honored by not one, not two, but 3 teams. The Phillies, the Athletics, and the Boston Red Sox. Hard to believe that the White Sox didn't honor him either, but I don't know why they haven't. He should be obviously honored by them. He was arguably, like I said, one of their best players, period. It spits in the face of Ray Shark, the catcher on that 1919 team, that had to put up with getting mixed up from pitches from Eddie Seacott and Charles Williams. Okay, he's letting Chick Gandil and Tweed Riesberg, the 2 ringleaders of the fix, come off the ineligible list. Now, arguably, Chick Gandil at the time was one of the best first basemen in the game. He might have had a chance had he not done what he did to be in the Hall of Fame. Buck Weaver, whose family fought for years after he died to get him off the ineligible list. Because honestly, Buck Weaver is the only one that actually did not get any money from the gamblers. But he knew. He knew what was going on. True, it would have been a rat move if he would have opened up his mouth and said something. But is it fair to Kid Gleason? Is it fair to Charles Comiskey? Charles Comiskey might have been the biggest a-hole owner ever. But you don't throw a World Series. You don't gamble. You don't do what these guys did. And as far as what Pete Rose did, Pete Rose gambled on the game too. And again, he knew what he was doing was wrong. And he did it anyways. Sorry, not sorry. When you knowingly break rules, you don't get to just because you are dead, get to come off the list and then to possibly go into the Hall of Fame. Again, is it fair to every player that did things the right way? I don't think it is. I really don't. It really does spit in the face of everybody that did things the right way. And I can't stop saying this enough. And I can't stop trying to figure out why a whole entire parking lot is empty and people have to park right on top of my truck. Like this jackwagon coming in right here, right now. There's 100 spots in this parking lot and they're all parking right on top of me. Anyways, What in the world are you doing? Sorry, guys, I'm getting distracted here. I just don't like people that park on top of you when there's a million other spots. Anyways, let me start getting ready to go in for therapy. But, guys, again, let me know what you think about Rob Manfred, what he's done to the sport. These guys don't belong in the Hall of Fame, and they don't deserve to be taken off the ineligible list. Just because you're dead, so what? You're dead. Big deal. Alright, guys. Like the video, share it, subscribe. Down below, tell me what you think. Like I said, I'm going to link in one of the corners the video of who should be going into the Hall of Fame. And I guess until the next video, Cyclone saying, peace out, homies.